I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
All right. Well, good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am Manningsman. And today we're calling this the takeover. The show will be completely taken over by aliens, people from a different place, from a different nation. And they will be here talking about a different form of sport, a sport that I'm not as versed in. So they'll be taking over your show. You know these two guys, they're out there on the sporting scene in Jamaica. You hear them calling in on the radio, and you probably see them on other platforms, but they're going to be speaking about some football, not soccer, but and not the Jamaican football that we know it, but American football, in particular the NFL. Two of the gurus. Some people will say they are gurus, but we call them gurus, and I am sure sports. And you know, if you're a betting man, you can take the information that they share because it is sure. Because if it is not sure, you know that them not going to say it. So I'm going to invite both of them. One you know from his calling time on show, his name is G Star, and the other one is Chris Lynch. You know him very well. He's a cricketer, but he know a little bit about the NFL, and he's a KC old boy. You understand? Or a KC young boy because he's not very old. So I'm going to bring them in now, and then I'm just going to hand over. They are taking over the whole thing. I'm just going to be in the back room, in the backstage, just looking at them. The man them throwing me into the doghouse. So let's welcome this morning to I Am Sure, Chris Lynch and G Star. Yeah, man. Welcome.
Good
brethren.
morning to Mannings.
Morning, Mr. Mannings, man. And morning to all.
Yeah, man. All right, listen. Well, this is the first NFL show. It's NFL in 10, but it's going to be around 45 minutes long. So I'm going to hand over to you guys. Don't know where you're going to start, but just make sure that you discuss the Baltimore Ravens. You understand me with Lamar Jackson, because that is my team, because I don't trust what Kansas City Chiefs are doing this season. So, but it's all over to you. Yeah,
so Mannings, man, so when we come back though, we want to do the picks. We want to do the picks at the end. So the upcoming games, Chris Lynch can do film picks, and I can do my picks, and then we'll see how we go next week, and then so on and so forth.
That way we can help our viewers win some money. You know, I'm all about betting. Man is not about betting, but I am all about winning some money.
If you want to use the spread, Chris Lynch, or just win, then we can do either one. Your money's man, so we're going to need a schedule for next week's schedule when it's all said and done. Starting with tomorrow night.
You want next week's schedule. All right, not a problem. I'll get that. But you guys are in charge, man. Run the show and I'll find all that you want when you're ready, and I'll come back on and show them up. All right?
All right, my boss. All right.
Yes. Please start.
So, Chris Lynch, again, started with the recap of the off-season moves, right? So, anytime you want, jump in, right?
Yes, man.
So, the first thing I say is Drew Brees retired from the New Orleans Saints. And now Jameis Winston is now the starting quarterback. We know Jameis Winston from the Tampa Bay Bucks. We know that Jameis Winston was a national championship at Florida State. Basically, the whole team is basically the same, just that Jameis is now there, and their star wide receiver Michael Thomas had an injury, so he's out for the first. But the exciting part is we want to see what is Jameis gonna do, as a Saint, right? Because he was a backup last year to Drew Brees. The next thing is Sam Darnold, formerly quarterback for the New York Jets, was traded to the Carolina Panthers. We know that the New York Jets is how do we say, a franchise that's an underwhelming franchise. So he was not, as a quarterback, he wasn't supported in New York. So we want to see what is Sam Darnold.
He's one of the quarterbacks that people don't give much attention, but I love his game, Sam Darnold. I was excited for his move because I like him. I tend to watch his games because I really like him as a quarterback. I think he has the talent.
Yeah, I like him too, but we don't know. We have to see how it go. And they started 3-0, and now they're 3-2. This was a big in the offseason. Aaron Rodgers wanted out of Green Bay. You may think it's not really affected them right now, but during the offseason, he restructured his deal. So after this year, Aaron Rodgers only has 1 year left on his contract. So unless they win the Super Bowl, more than likely the signs are Aaron Rodgers will be leaving Green Bay after this year, right? The next one is Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson had some, how do we say, well, how would I say this, Chris Lynch? Basically, some charges of sexual allegations or some allegations of sexual assault from therapists, from massage therapists. He's not suspended by the NFL, but also before that, he wanted out of the Houston Texans. So he's kind of like a Ben Simmons. He said that he would never play again for the Houston Texans. So he was holding out. But technically though, they can ask him to come in and play, but he's not playing for some strange reason. The next one.
Yeah, just to give a little on that. Obviously, the sexual assault charges are very big, especially in the US. I think there are very big charges anywhere. So I think no owner really want to put him out there and be criticized for even playing him, because we know that there can be a group that come against you just for playing him, even though it's just charges and he wasn't convicted. It's a big thing.
It is, but for me, if you're holding out, them can save themselves some money. But the audience a billionaire, or more than likely a billionaire, so maybe the money's not even a problem. All right, the next one is Matt Stafford got traded from the Detroit Pistons, from the Detroit Lions to the Los Angeles Rams for Jared Goff. Matthew Stafford, everybody's always considered Matthew Stafford a good quarterback, but is Matthew Stafford a great quarterback, and can he elevate his team? That was a big offseason move. Next one, Odell Beckham Jr. Had an ACL injury last year in Cleveland, and now he's back as the wide receiver. Also, J.J. Watt, speaking of the Houston Texans, they released J.J. Watt because that's a franchise that's totally imploded. They released J.J. Watt, and J.J. Watt signed as a free agent, a superstar defensive lineman, and he signed with the Arizona Cardinals. And then now, this is a biggie. 5 first-round quarterbacks were drafted in the NFL this past season. Trevor Lawrence went number 1 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Zach Wilson went number 2 to the New York Jets. Trey Lance went number 3 to the San Francisco 49ers. And I think at number 11, Justin Fields got drafted by the Chicago Bears via a trade with the New York Giants. And then at number 15, Mac Jones from the University of Alabama was drafted to the New England Patriots. So since we're starting a new show, people, that's kind of a sum up of what was happening in the off season, right? So now you're up to date in terms of the off season news, right? Roughly 5 weeks have gone in the NFL, and what do you think the big news is so far, Chris Lynch? After 5 weeks.
After 5 weeks, unfortunately, there's some email scandal, and it's been the biggest news about the Raiders former coach now since he was let go on Monday. Was it G Star?
Yeah.
The
Monday.
time is flying by so fast. He was let go
Yeah,
on
Monday.
Monday because of sexist, racist language in an email. As we know that who we're talking about is John Gruden. He's a former coach of the championship winning team down there in Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
And that's the main news in week 5, sadly, after some very good NFL games, especially that game, that last game, the Colts versus the Ravens, that overshadowed that game basically.
So what you think about the whole situation? I'll tell you my quick opinion on it afterwards.
The John Gruden situation is something that people know that takes place. It's less like a forum. It's like me and you here on this podcast. You tend to get more out of people that are friends. So what happened with him is that he was talking to a friend in an email. So he got to
Mm.
express himself, didn't have to sugarcoat nothing, obviously. So what happened was his true self came out. And that's how life is. And I think players that he has coached would have think the same thing, and there was no reason as to why he wouldn't get fired. Basically, he wasn't fired. They obviously gave him a chance to resign.
Yeah. But they're basically going to let him go. All right. So for me now, I've never really. I don't know John Gruden outside the NFL, so I don't dislike anybody out of them platform, right? So I don't know him in real life, but we're just talking NFL personality. I've never liked John Gruden still, right? Reason why is because there's an attitude. Like if you look at him face and how him go on, they call him Chucky. He always has an angry face. You know what I'm saying? So even when him smile and laugh, he goes right back to an angry face. He has nothing but an angry face, right? And then I wouldn't say I can't kill him for him taking over Tony Dungy's team in Tampa Bay, but you know people kind of have him off for that still for take because Tony Dungy, whether you like him or not, you have to kind of love Tony Dungy, right? If you're a big NFL person, and he took over Tony
Yeah,
Dungy's team and he ended up winning with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? It's kind of like Steve Kerr and Mark Jackson in the Golden State Warriors.
yeah. In the
So,
basketball realms, that's what it would come
yeah.
looking.
So, and then now as to what transpired, it doesn't surprise me. I won't lie. You can't judge a book by its cover, but for John Gruden, it don't really surprise me in the stance he was taking. So I basically thought that they should have let him go because at the end of the day, how are you going to look your your players in the eyes and tell them to do this and do that? And at the end of the day, they're going to look at you sideways thinking that you're a racist. And then no, they also have one gay player on their team who's openly gay. His name is Carl Nassib. And John Gruden was using words like queer and you know what I'm saying, really bad language towards gays and them things. So
Yeah,
he really
at the time, the NFL, they wanted to draft someone that was openly gay, who was
Michael.
Michael Sam, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, so
Michael.
basic, and he's in the league now. So, and you're going to, yet some people are not openly. So there's no dressing room for John Gruden again. I would see it would come off. I think his profession, his journey into coaching is basically done because he would have went ahead and criticized women also. He had something sexist against women, and then he had something bad against, he called gay people out of their he used a term to describe them, which is a term that is to
Yeah, and you know him
disrespect
done
them.
it. So. Yeah, and after
And
that him
then
done it.
obviously the racist part of it plays a big part when 70% of players who makes up the NFL teams are black. So he has no job again to get, I would think, in the NFL.
Yeah, man, him done. He's done in the NFL in terms of commentating, coaching.
Yeah,
I
there's
think
no
he
space for him, basically.
Yeah, I don't think he can get a job in college or high school and anything there. But he's made enough money still, so he should be all right.
Talking
Yeah,
about money, he would have given up 60 million because he signed a 10-year, 100 million contract.
Yeah.
And you would have just done probably 4 years, so you would have given up 60 million.
All right, so let's get back on the field now, right? Again, I have a list of the top 10 teams right now, right? So let's go into that, and then we're just gonna discuss
Your
them.
list can be very interesting, so let's listen to G-Star list.
Yeah, man. Well, I think it's pretty solid. Let's get start with number 10, the
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns. Right, the Cleveland Browns, they played against the Los Angeles Chargers last game in week 5. The Cleveland Browns are now 3-2. For me, they have an excellent team. They have an excellent defense, even though they gave up 49 points last week. But one of their good pass rushers, Jadavion Clowney, what didn't play in that game, and their best defensive back, Denzel Ward, didn't play in that game. That's still no excuse to give up 49 points, you know. But for the Cleveland Browns, they lost to the Chiefs. I think they lost to the Chiefs in week 1. I know they lost to the Chargers, 2 close games. And why I wouldn't, every team above them has a better record. But really and truly, for me, one of the big reasons why they lost and why they got exposed is because of Baker Mayfield. Now, they put up 42 points. So why am I talking about the quarterback? You think, boy, they did his job. He did his job. To a degree, he did, because I think he had over 300 yards and like a 75 or 80% completion percentage. That's great. But when it was time, when it was money time, when the game was on the line, when all they needed was 1 first down, Baker Mayfield could not get them a first down. And then when the Chargers scored, and there's a minute and a half left, a minute 30 seconds left in the game, no timeouts, they got like 20 yards and had to settle for a Hail Mary. So for me, Baker Mayfield was a big time flop, right? So that's why they're at 10. You have any qualms with that one there?
The only thing I can say was carrying a little nickel Baker, and like I said, had a solid game, but just when they needed him to finish off the game, he didn't come up trumps. And on the other side of it, the Chargers quarterback, remind me of his name, Herbert did turn up.
Yeah, and it showed the difference between quarterback play, right?
Yeah.
All right. So at number 9, I have the Chiefs at 2-3. The Chiefs were basically everybody's Super Bowl pick to win the championship. But when you check out the Chiefs have the 32nd ranked scoring defense in the league. Their defense is absolutely horrible, but we know what they have offensively with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and Andy Reid as a coach. They really only have 2 players that are really, really balling. Chris Jones, the defensive tackle, and Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. They need to get their act together on defense, because it's for them to win the 32nd ranked defense is going to be very, 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 very tough. So they play some good teams. They're going through a bad little stretch, but I think they'll get it turned around. But right now they're 2-3 and number 9 on my rankings.
Yeah, deservingly so. The Super Bowl former champions, deservingly so. They haven't been playing nothing defensively. Offense has been there, but still not up to the level that we used to. Mahomes and Kelce and those boys, but defense is very terrible. G-Star.
Yeah, and they're coming off a blowout loss to the Buffalo Bills, and I think Patrick Mahomes had 3 turnovers. So that loosey-goosey style that Patrick Mahomes has been playing with, it kind of, it's not working again. I won't know. Let me not take that back and say it's not working again, but him kind of have to improve. Him have to improve on that. Every year a professional has to improve. Him have to improve on that. All right, next.
Just before I move on, I think they take away the one threat. Normally, he looks to Kelce in some 3rd and long or some 3rd and even short. He hasn't been able to find Kelce a lot of times now. They are taking him off the field, basically.
Yeah,
in these third downs.
Yeah, because you don't know, the NFL is a copycat league. So if one team is successful at doing this, then everybody's gonna try and do the same thing, right? And what they're doing is really playing a lot of coverage, 4-man pass rush, and then they're taking away the big play from Kansas City. So they're going to have to adjust. This one is slightly controversial. I would say the Chargers. People would naturally have the Chargers higher, because they've had a good schedule, like a tough schedule, and they're now 4-1. They're to me they're on their way up. So I'm not boosting them up too quick. You know what I'm saying? They're a 7-9 team last year. Justin Herbert, their star or maybe even superstar quarterback right now. He's balling out. Their defense has gotten better. They've had excellent draft picks. The coach was the defensive coordinator from the Los Angeles Rams last year, and the Rams had the #1 defense. So he's kind of taking it over to the Chargers. So the Chargers have good quality wins. Who did they beat? They beat the Browns. They beat the Chiefs. They barely lost to the Cowboys. I can't remember the other two they beat, but they've had quality wins. They're playing well, right? So I have them at 7.
Yeah, it's a
Or is
good
that
thing.
no? That'd be 8. That'd be 8. Sorry. And then who I have at 7 now is the Dallas Cowboys, right? The Cowboys, to me, they're the surprise of the NFL. I won't lie. They're the surprise of the NFL because they were garbage last year, but Dak was injured, the quarterback, right? Oh, I forgot to put that in off-season news. Dak Prescott is back from a horrible ankle injury, and he's a star or superstar quarterback. So he's back with the franchise with the Dallas Cowboys. They're playing much better, and their defense has really improved. Everybody know about the cornerback right now, Trayvon Diggs, who leads the league with like 6 or 7 interceptions. They have a rookie, Micah Parsons, who is an absolute dog, number 11. And then no, DeMarcus Lawrence is not even there. That's their best pass rusher. He's not even there. So when he comes back, they're going to be deadly. Their offense is crazy with CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup's not even playing. And then I haven't even spoken about the running game with Ezekiel Elliott, and Tony Pollard, the running backs. And they have an excellent offensive line. So the only question mark might be the coach. But at the end of the day, Dallas is very, very solid. And you can say Dallas is another team on the rise. After the Cowboys, at what was that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're at 7.
I'm at 6. So I have the Browns, sorry. So I have the Browns at 10, Chiefs at 9, Chargers at 7, Cowboys at 6. Right? That makes sense? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So the Packers, hold on. I can't count.
You missed out 8. Who is number 8?
Oh yeah, sorry. So Browns are at 10, Chiefs are at 9, Chargers are at 8, Cowboys are at 7. So the Green Bay Packers are at 6. That's the bad man, Aaron Rodgers.
J-Star and Chris Lynch. All right,
Yeah.
when I put up the, maybe you can respond to that comment and then I will jump off because the person is saying injuries, Quelch 100 is saying that injuries are not much of an excuse in the NFL. All teams have them.
That is true to a degree, except for when it happens to the quarterback position, right? If your quarterback gets injured, your team is basically done. So it depends who's injured, right? That is my take on it. It depends who's
injured. Yeah. I think what he's saying is that because you have so many injuries, and it's basically it's a given in the NFL that every team going to have injuries. You hardly see teams go through like a whole season and basically have all their starters because it's such a physical game. But like I said, G-Star, you explain it the right way. Normally, because your quarterback means so much to your offensive game and put it points on the board, it's a big takeaway when your quarterback goes down.
Yeah, I mean, if Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, any one of these superstar quarterbacks get injured, the team will be one of the worst in the league. That's just how it is in the NFL. So yes, at number 6 we got Aaron Rodgers. They're 4-1, and the Green Bay Packers. Defense looks good. Business as usual with the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Excellent team. They went to what, the NFC Championship game for the last 2 seasons. So, you know, I would say they're a quality 6, right? And then now I have the Ravens are at 5. And by the way, people, any one of these teams, if you want to say the Packers are at 3 and the Ravens are at 5, or all of these teams right now to me are interchangeable. These 4-1 teams, right? Between the Chargers, the Cowboys, the Bucks, right? Yeah, so I would say the Ravens. The Ravens are at 5, another 4-1 team. They barely won against Monday night. They barely beat, I think, the Lions with a record 66-yard field goal. But what I do like of the Ravens though is that Lamar Jackson is throwing the ball all over the park. That's kind of new, right? I can't remember where he is in terms of pass yards, but he's in the top 5 for passing yards per game. That's big. When we saw the game against the Colts, he showed a different level of quarterbackism, right? He's not just using his legs; he's using his brain and he's using his arm, right? So I'm gonna put the Ravens at 5. No, I'm gonna go with number 4, the Los Angeles Rams. We spoke about Matthew Stafford going there, the new quarterback. They have an excellent defense. Obviously, the defensive player of the year, the best defensive player in the league. Aaron Donald is there, the best cornerback in the league. Jalen Ramsey. That's only 2 players, but that's 2 great, great, great players on defense. And they have an excellent coach offensively in Sean McVay. They beat the Bucks. They actually murdered the Bucks. So I would put them at 4-1. They lost to the Cardinals. Um, it was a good game. The Cardinals kind of beat them up too. So right now they're at 4. Um, Number 3, I got the Buffalo Bills, Bills Mafia. Um, their quarterback Josh Allen, MVP candidate. They just beat up on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think on Sunday night. They have the best points per game, so they score the most points in the league, and they give up the least amount of points in the league. So why do I have them at 3rd? Is because their strength of schedule isn't that good, right? They lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, a game they should have won in the first game, and then now the only team they've really played that have any fight is the Kansas City Chiefs. But an excellent team, excellent quarterback, excellent defense. They've improved in the offseason in terms of the pass rush. So I'll put them at 3. And then number 2, I have to put the Bucks there. That's the Tampa Bay Bucks, Tom Brady. I gotta do that because defending champions, their secondary is decimated. We know that. But their offense, they probably have the best collection of offensive weapons in the league with Antonio Brown, with Michael
Chris
Evans, with
Goodwin,
Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette, or
all of those weapons.
the running back. Their offensive line is excellent. And then no, their defense in terms of the names, who they are, Shaq Barrett, JPP, and Ndamukong Suh, Levante David. I could go on and on and on and on, right? But their names are exceptional. They might not have the superstars like a Aaron Donald and a Jalen Ramsey, but their collection of defense, or the names, they have a top defense, even if they're not playing like it. They have some may say they have a kind of Super Bowl hangover on the defense, but we know what they're capable of because we saw it already in the playoffs. So I'm putting the Bucks at 2. And then Tom Brady's playing like an MVP candidate. That goes without saying. I think like 15 touchdowns, something like 1,600 yards. He's out there. And then no, I'm gonna respect the record. At number 1, I'm gonna have the Arizona Cardinals. They're 5-0. Kyler Murray he's also playing like an MVP candidate. I spoke about JJ Watt leaving the Texans. JJ Texans was a former, I mean JJ Texans. JJ Watt was a former player of the year, defensive player of the year, super duper star. He left Houston Texans and now he's in Arizona Cardinals, teaming up with one of the best pass rushers in the league, Chandler Jones. So they have a good defense. I don't know if they have a great defense. We have to see. But Kyler Murray is an absolute baller at the quarterback position. He's changing the game. And then now they have DeAndre Hopkins and AJ Green at the wide receivers. So I'm respecting the record. They could have lost to Minnesota with an easy missed field goal, but it coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? So that is my top 10. Arizona Cardinals are the best, are right now the top team in the league because I'm respecting the record, right? Who I think is going to the Super Bowl? That's a different talk. But right now, power rankings are given to the Arizona Cardinals.
But who you think? Why? If who you think going to the Super Bowl is still playing good, that has to be on your top same way.
Yeah, well, I have the Bucks and the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. But the Chiefs aren't. I'm telling how it is right now, currently. You know what I'm saying?
But you still think the Chiefs can turn it around?
Exactly. I believe they will. I don't think I can. I think they will turn it around. I think they will turn it around. So that's my top 10 right now. So
the only reason why I disagree with only one, like I said, the 4-1 teams, which I think is like 7 teams that's 4-1 at the moment. So there's no big gap to separate anybody. But I would have to go with the Bills.
You're gonna go with the Bills as the number 1 team?
I would have to go with the Bills because they don't, like I said, they don't allow a lot of yardage in defense, and because they put up so many points. And I just like how Josh Allen seemed like he's ready for the moment.
No, as I said, I can't. That's not something I can knock. You know what I'm saying? I can't knock the Bills. I would say that's a good pick to get to the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl.
I think they get to the Super Bowl.
So who's the next team? Who's the next team you have in the NFC? Bills, I know.
The Bills.
Is that the Bucks, the Rams?
No,
the
obviously. It's obviously Tampa. It's obviously
okay,
Tampa.
so all right, so that's a good pick, man. Bills, and that'll be a heck of a Super Bowl.
What about
Bucks?
What about this comment from D Cohen? He says Chiefs not making the Super Bowl, not with that defense. They can't stop anyone.
I agree. That's I love the team. I love the team, the Chiefs, but it's hard to see them even winning a playoff game, to be honest. If they do make it to the playoff, which something inside of me is telling me that they are not going to make it to the playoffs because they just look terrible. Even the offense, I think the defense is causing the offense to look atrocious at times because no Patrick Mahomes, while he should be calm, I think he's trying to make up for his defense, and then that put him under a lot of pressure.
All right. He said that they're not going to get to the Super Bowl with that defense. No, you're absolutely right. With that defense, or with this defense, with
what's taking place now?
Yeah. But there's only 5 weeks gone in the season. There's 17 weeks, so that means they have 13 weeks to get together because there's a bye week in there. There's an off week, right? So that means they have 13 weeks to get that defense together. Will they get it together in that time? Yeah, they'll play better defense, and the offense will play better. The offense will turn the ball over less because they've been turning the ball over. So with all that, all I'm saying, they're 2-3 right now, but easily they could have been 4-1. So for me, it's not a guarantee, definitely not. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs have the most firepower in the AFC. Honestly, they're the best quarterback in the AFC. So if I'm gonna put money on something, I'm gonna put money on the Chiefs. All right, money's man.
There is so I think Devin Cohen is saying basically the stats is because there are 2 blowout games, and he's basically saying it could have been a little different had they ease up, but they didn't.
But and he also said that he's saying that the 2 shutouts were against 2 bad teams, so the stats are overinflated.
Maybe, but you play who's on the schedule. That's not their fault. We have to analyze what we have. We understand that they haven't played their schedule hasn't been great, and that's why I have them at 3 and not at number 1 for me, right? But at the end of the day, though, in the NFL, the cliche, you're as good as your last game. They just played against the Chiefs, and they looked very, very, very good. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, money's man. Let's get to the schedule since we don't have a whole heap of
All
time
right.
left.
Yeah, man.
Let's
Mr.
get to the
Special
schedule.
and Mr. Special Edition says Chief don't know what defense even look like. And he's saying that with
Yeah,
his
man.
eyes covered.
There's 32 teams in the league, Manning's man, and they have the 32nd ranked scoring defense. So it's
There's a reason why. They
yeah.
have
So that's why
allowed the most. They have allowed the most yards. I don't know
yeah.
what defensive statistic doesn't go against them.
All right. So we can start with one game that we do know right now, Chris Lynch. You want to go with the spread, or you just want to go pick the teams?
You can
But
go
the
pick
spread
the
is
team
pretty
because
good.
the
So
spread. Most people don't buy spread.
What you want to look at
All
the
right.
upcoming games, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So
All right.
tomorrow night, I think it's Philly versus the Bucks.
Buccaneers, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, go on, Chris Lynch. Who you picking? We'll alternate. You go first this time.
Philly versus the Bucks. We can give a score also, G-Star, if you want.
Yeah, no, yeah, go on.
I'll obviously go with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Probably looking to get 34 points to the Eagles. Probably 14.
All right, yeah, we shouldn't spend a whole heap of time on this. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts, is the quarterback for the Eagles. He hasn't been playing bad. In all honesty, the Eagles are a mediocre team, and Tom Brady and the Bucks, they kill mediocre teams. So it's gonna be a blowout. I would say Tampa Bay win by about 21 points. Is it 35-14?
Yeah.
I would even say 42-21. Next game, no money's man. What up?
And that's
Packers
playing
versus
tomorrow
Vikings?
night. That's the Thursday night game for the people.
Thursday night game.
Yeah, that's the
All
Thursday
right,
night.
so Packers Vikings. You wanna know? This one is tough. And the bottom team is the bottom team at home. Is that how it goes?
Yes. That's how
All
they
right.
do the NFL. Yes.
That's how
All
it
right.
is.
So
The
that's
bottom team.
important, you know.
So the
All right.
Vikings are at home.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So that means the bottom team is at home.
No,
All right.
Panthers at home.
No. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, man.
Panthers Vikings.
Yeah. So the game will be played at Carolina.
So hold on. So it's Vikings at the Carolina Panthers.
Right.
All right. So what about the other one? Giants versus Rams.
It will be played in New York.
New York.
Okay. So the top team is at home.
Yeah.
All right. So I would go with, boy, this is a tough game to pick. These are two kind of mediocre teams. I can go with the Vikings. I can go with the Vikings for this one because they've dropped some games they should have lost, and I'm hoping Carolina wins because I want to see Sam Darnold do well. But I mean, objectively, I just can go with the Vikings. I think they're in a little bit better of a role, and Kirk Cousins, the quarterback, is actually playing pretty good. So I can go with the Vikings.
I like the Sam Darnold guy. Like I always say, I like him from he was at the Jets. So I'm going with Sam. I'm going with Big Sam on this one.
All right. So next, now we have the Rams at the Giants. That's an easy pick. Los Angeles Rams all day. So many players have been injured for the Giants. I think Saquon Barkley is also out. The superstar running back. Daniel Jones had a concussion last game. He might be back. I don't know. But even if he is back, the Giants are 1-4. Rams are 4-1. It's not just a record. I like the Giants as a good team still. I like the Rams as a good team, and I think the Giants are better than their record says they are. But I mean, come on now. If I'm picking any team, it's got to be the Rams. It's an easy pick too.
Yeah, whether Jones come back, whether Daniel Jones come back, yes or no. Like you said, this one is a game. If the Rams want to be taken seriously, they have to go and win again. Against a New York team that's not doing good. So the Rams also for me.
All right. So what do you think about what's this? The Dolphins at the Jaguars. Jaguars are unbeaten, 0-5 or I mean unbeaten. They're winless, 0-5, and I think the Dolphins are 1-4.
Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence gets his first one here against a Dolphin team that is crippled. Last year starting quarterback Toa, and I think Trevor Lawrence turns up against this Dolphin team,
Oh,
who is going to play good defense, by the way.
that's the two are supposed to come back though, for this game still, That's the kind of word on the road, on the street. Two are supposed to
That
come back for this game.
Toa coming back for this one.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
pick.
But
Honestly, I have the
here it is.
Jaguars.
Hold on,
Yeah.
because Mr. Special Edition is confirming that Tua
Toa
is
is back.
Tua is back. Yeah, and then
He
Yeah,
trained.
man.
Know
yeah,
that he's
Yeah,
back
man.
training.
No,
and
but
then
it's not a sure thing. It's not a sure thing that Tua is back.
and the game is in
But it looked
London
like
as well.
yeah. But I'm going with honestly, the Jaguars are 0-5, and I know they're going through some controversy because of the head coach and thing. But I think that I think they're due for a win. That's really why I'm picking them still. They're due for a win, and even though Tua is back, Dolphins probably have more talent. But I just think that the Jaguars is due for a win still. And that might go with. I'm going with the Jaguars on this one.
So the G Star of the same picks just far.
But
Seriously?
Mr.
Yeah,
Special Edition is saying it's not a sure thing, but it's trending up.
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
To the
That
game of the weekend.
Toa
To the game of the week here.
went to
Yeah.
practice, so obviously he's going to be game time decision who the coach go with.
All right, Chris Lynch. So this looks like game of the week. I haven't looked at the other games yet, but this definitely looks like game of the week. Chargers
Chargers
at the
Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens. I don't see any other game bigger than this game still.
Manning's my
Chargers
new
at Baltimore.
adopted team, the Ravens.
Definitely,
All right, who you
definitely.
got? Who you got?
Chargers Ravens. This is going to be a cracker. This is one to
Yeah, man.
watch. You don't want to
Yeah,
hear
man.
about
Top
this.
favorite
I
one
mean,
there.
I know that me and G Star could do a good job come and explain to you what take place, but I think you should watch this one. I have the Chargers beating Lamar Jackson. This is going to be.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What the?
Yes,
All
I
right.
like Justin Herbert. I saw his first game that he played. It was against
Hmm?
the Chiefs, and from then I like the kid also. And I think that it's going to be very close. It probably be like that game Monday night that the Colts and the Ravens play too. Should be a cracker.
Yeah, no, it definitely should be a cracker. I can't wait for that one day. Boy, Chris Lynch, I don't know. But the same picks, 'cause I'm going with the Chargers as well. I tell you. And
Well, I differ. I'm going with Baltimore because listen, that comeback, these guys were up down several points. And Lamar Jackson willed them back into overtime, right?
he did.
Yeah, and and they keep having these close games, but they're winning them. And I think this is going to be a close game, and they have a little edge, and they are going to. I think the Ravens take this away from the Chargers this week. I think it's going to be the top game. I'm not sure if I'll be able to watch it, but I'm going to try my best to. Let's watch the replay. But I think where Lamar Jackson is, he has improved so much. He's not just running,
Yeah.
running, and because he's
Yeah,
having
man.
this throwing game, it's going to make
Builds
a
his
huge
confidence for real.
Yeah.
No, I agree with everything you just said there, Manning's man.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, still, it's looking like, boy, anything Lamar can do, Herbert can do better. You know what I say? That is like, hey, I love Lamar Jackson as a baller. I won't lie, as a quarterback, and I love the improvements that he's made. But what bad can I say about the Chargers? You know what I'm saying? The running game look good with Austin Eckler. The quarterback looks excellent. The defense looks good. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think with the Ravens, they've gotten away with 2 games already, right? Things should have beat them. The Lions should have beat them, and they got a break in terms of a bad call by the referees. why the Ravens won that game, plus a record 66-yard field goal to win that game. And then again, if the kicker had made the field goal for the Colts would have won that game, right? The kicker missed with no time left in regulation, an easy like 40-yard field goal. Give credit to the Ravens, but I won't say it's a thing with them running out of luck or anything like that, but I just think that the Chargers are a more quality team right now, and they're playing better. So I'm going to go with the Chargers. Ravens are at home. That makes a difference. But I think this further cements Justin Herbert as an MVP candidate. This is an MVP game right here still enough.
After
And
5 games, MVP candidate?
No,
Yeah,
man,
that's
but
this how you build your resume to get the MVP though. You can't play
I think that's
mediocre.
premature.
You can't play
No, man,
mediocre in the
no,
first 5 weeks and be an MVP candidate at the end of man. You have to be consistent.
But take
Yeah,
this comment from Shatta. Shatta says the Ravens do not have a running back.
and they're still 4-1. So in the NFL, you can win without a running back. When was the last time a superstar running back went to the Super Bowl? Todd Gurley, and they only scored 3 points, right? Todd Gurley with the Rams. So in the NFL, it's a great running back is a luxury. It's not a necessity. All right, next game now.
Hold on, G-Star. Let me just take these comments because this person says Lamar Jackson did throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. So is that when? Go ahead.
I think this person is counteracting what the person said when I said that the Ravens don't have a running back. So
okay,
when you're quarterback,
it's the same person. It's the same person.
Oh,
it's a Shatta.
yeah, but yeah, man. So him threw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Plus they have Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's almost like a running back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
All right. Any more comments that you want?
Yeah. As a coach Means is saying he's learning the NFL. So go ahead. No other comment. People put in your questions and your comment. Listen, special edition. We're gonna match up your picks with G Star and Chris Lynch picks to see if you can because I mean you had most of you all 3 had the same picks, but we're gonna see when the games are finished how the picks match out and thing.
Yeah, man. We're gonna keep track, man. We're gonna keep track like it was CBS or NFL or like Fox, man. We're gonna keep track of the picks.
All right.
All right.
Then let me give you a couple more comments. Somebody saying Lamar Jackson will get hurt soon. I guess because of how he plays.
Yeah, the question, will Lamar Jackson get hurt soon? It's not a bad question. I personally think that they should run him a little bit less because the less you can expose your quarterback to getting hits, it's the less likely he is to get injured, right? When you look at Cam Newton kind of played the same type of game as Lamar Jackson, and Cam Newton is 260, Lamar Jackson is like 220, right? So and eventually it took a toll on Cam. So me personally, I would rather see the Baltimore offense run Lamar Jackson less design runs. If him get run, make him run off script, like a Russell Wilson or you know what I'm saying. But don't just design a running play so he can get hit. Right?
Frequently.
That's my opinion on that.
And Devin Cohen is saying tough game, but I'm going with the black quarterback.
No for them black. Patrick Mahomes black too, you know. Russell Wilson black too.
Go ahead, G.
Right. Oh, in that game there. All right. So the next one is the Texans at the
We have
Colts.
somebody. Hold on. We have Damian Oliver. He said that you'd love to join the discussion. The discussion. So because it's the NFL show, Damian Oliver, I'm going to drop the link in the comment section and pin it, and you can click on it and then join the discussion. Though we have
if this is preacher, him have a switch up. Him have to have Tom Brady as a goal. But can't anybody who don't have Tom Brady as a goal? Can you really join the discussion? Is it me? A joke.
I am a devil's advocate in that conversation, people. In the GOAT department, I am a devil's advocate. I like to reason on both sides of the party.
That don't sound proper still in the GOAT department.
In the GOAT debate.
All right. But I'm going to send it in. But let me just put up a couple more comments and you guys can read. Let me read them for you. It says, is Justin Herbert's performance surprising to you? He was not predicted to be this good.
If you watch him last season, to be honest, if you watch the kid last season, like I said, he came in. I don't remember the quarterback that get injured in the game against Kansas City. This was his first time he's going to take a snap. Tyrod got
Taylor.
injured. He was going to take a snap for the first time, Mannings. And you could see that ice is in the young man veins. It was, I think, Kansas City won that game 2017. 20-17. That's how well he played. He played really well. He threw some daggers. Just when every time Kansas looked like they would pull away, he came right back and do what he was supposed to do. So for me, after seeing him in his rookie year, I could tell that he's going to be good. I could have tell that he's going to be one for the future. Me personally.
See, this is the next famous call on the radio. His name is Highgate. He says, why isn't Kyler Murray above Herbert in the MVP race?
Me and G-Star never discuss.
Right,
I don't know if Highgate see that elsewhere.
Hold on there. Man. Yo, I have to leave and then come back, just add me here.
Okay, all right. No problem,
I
G-Star.
can't hear.
And G-Star probably heard the preacher come in and run.
The preacher got powers. But to Highgate, I agree with Highgate. Kyler Murray, because he have the run game. He has the run game also. And throw the balls well. I think he's above Herbert for me.
Okay. So
I agree with Highgate.
Preacher.
Greetings, Mannings, man.
Greetings. Yes.
Greetings,
G-Star heard you were coming on and he decided to jump off, but he's going to try and come back on. So, what say you?
I'm a scary man. I'm a scary. Well, yeah. Let me just pick up on the point just made. I think Kyler Murray is definitely the leading QB right now. Probably leading in the MVP discussions after 5 games in the season. He's doing it with his hands and he's doing it with his legs. And his Cardinals team is undefeated. So definitely props to Kyler Murray. I mean, he's in his 3rd season. And he's definitely showing, that he is going to be a quarterback to reckon with. Unlike Lamar Jackson, he doesn't take a lot of hits as well, even though he uses his legs a lot. So Mighty Mouse, Kyler Murray.
Good baseball player, so he knows to slide just in time.
Exactly. Welcome back, G-Star.
Like that.
So G-Star.
Who's this, Preacher?
This is Preacher. Preacher, are you really serious about this?
You see, because my analysis of the NFL recognizes the importance of an offensive line and a good defense in order to win championships, I'm not going to be on the bandwagon like some people and put Brady as the best player of all time or the greatest quarterback. You have quarterbacks who have demonstrated better arm ability and have higher QBRs over a 10-year season than Brady does, even though Brady has more championships than anybody else. So I would say Brady's among the greatest, but I wouldn't necessarily consider him the greatest of all time.
All right, first of all, that's a joke stance. That is really a joke stance still. But we can do a different show for that. But saying that Brady's not the greatest quarterback.
Organized preacher. I will be the devil's advocate here on that. I have arguments on both sides. So you can organize it.
So for next week's show, we can work that out and think. But
we can get that. Yeah. But getting back to Highgate question. Highgate said, why isn't Kyler Murray ahead of Justin Herbert in the MVP race? The question is, who says he isn't? That is my question.
That's what I was trying to get to ask. Highgate. Who's saying otherwise?
Like they're all right there. It could be Tom Brady, and for me, I'd probably have to give it to Kyler Murray because his team is 5-0. The rest of the teams are 4-1. So for me, I would give it to Kyler Murray because all of their stats, when you look at everybody's stats, from Tom Brady to what my boy the name Lamar Jackson to Justin Herbert, and then I'm probably Dak Prescott is right up there as well. So as I said, this game right here, the Chargers versus the Ravens, it's a big one for MVP standings.
Yeah. So is there a real concern? Oh, go ahead, Preacher.
After 5 games, last year, after 5 games, Russell Wilson probably was leading in the MVP discussion. His team was 4-1. And Aaron Rodgers ended up becoming the MVP having a stellar second half of the season, throwing one interception and about 20 touchdowns in the second half of the season. So I think it's important that we contextualize games, who people are playing against now, and where they're playing as well. In the second half of the season, a lot of the teams are going to be dealing with a lot of injuries. They're going to be dealing with a lot of playoff pushes. So you're going to see a different dynamic in terms of even quarterback play. So it's early days yet, in terms of.
Man, we know that, man. We know that. Nobody's giving away the MVP trophy right now after 5 games.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. All right. See that next. Is there a real concern that the Chiefs or the Steelers might not make the playoffs?
The Chiefs
are in trouble.
As much as people love Mahomes and the Chiefs, they are in real trouble. I don't care if it's week 5.
You really think so?
Hold on. Make him define real trouble. Trouble to make the playoffs.
And I see preacher not him. I see preacher not in him head. So let me hear both of them defend this now. Go ahead.
They are in real trouble, Mannings. When you look at how horribly defensive, this is why people is saying this, It's not that Mahomes is playing ball out, but he's playing enough that the defense stand up for him a little. They could have won more games, especially that game against the Ravens. So I think they are in real trouble. I don't have them making the playoffs as of this week. I don't have them making the playoffs.
Okay.
All right.
I think
Go ahead.
I want to just add to that quickly. If you look at the Chiefs division, the AFC West, it has the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Broncos. The Chiefs are 2-3, the Chargers are 4-1, Raiders 3-2, and Broncos 3-2. The Chiefs is gonna have to be able to finish with at least a 12-5 record in order to make the playoffs, meaning they can only afford to lose 2 more games, right? And they're going to be playing the Chargers again. They're going to be playing Tampa Bay. They're going to be playing Green Bay. So I think with the defensive frailties of the Chiefs and the schedule that they have, plus the division that they find themselves in, they're really in trouble. In the Super Bowl last year, we saw what not having a good offensive line and not having a good defense does to a good quarterback. And they have not done enough to improve their defense, even though they have made some moves on their offensive line. So yeah, I agree fully. Chiefs, they're in trouble.
All right. Go ahead, G-Star, because the Pioneer is in the house in the building. People saying that the Chief won't make it and they need defense. But go ahead, G-Star.
No, hold on.
Chris Lynch, and then Chris Lynch, you need to respond to that. And I see Diego Gilvey calling saying want to ask a question. So let me.
So hold on. You see, you see about 3 or 4 years ago, when the Green Bay Packers were in trouble, Aaron Rodgers went like this to the media. RELAX. Relax. And that is what you have to do with the Kansas City Chiefs. As Fincher just said, it's 5 games in, right? The Super Bowl will not be won after 5 games, innit? And what y'all need to do is look at the standings and look who can beat them out for the next playoff spot. So in other words, do you think that because it's 7 teams make the playoffs in each conference? The question is, do you think that the Las Vegas Raiders are going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs out for a playoff spot? Because that's the next best team. The answer is no, they're not. Kansas City will make the playoffs. That is, I can guarantee that. Okay? I can guarantee.
I am sure. Say I am sure.
Yes, I am sure the Kansas City Chiefs will make the playoff. They have the best quarterback in the league. They have Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Yes, their defense is atrocious right now, but all they have to do is get it together. And I'm saying, with that bad defense, if they didn't fumble, if the running back didn't fumble the ball against the Ravens, they would have won that game. Right?
All right, guys. I have Diego Ogilvy, and he wants to chime in on the argument. This is Diego Simple Logic from the radio. Diego.
Hey, I'm we want to get back to the picks.
Yeah, man. Hold on, G-Style. Here, Diego. Go ahead, Diego. You can just tell me if you're hearing him in the comment section. Yeah, man, we're hearing
Yeah.
you.
Low.
Well, low.
Preacher, yes, that's Preacher.
Need volume, Mannings. Up again, Mannings. Turn it up again.
Yes.
There you go. Kansas City Chiefs.
Every time we get 5 or 6 for time home. What's going on? Why am I putting too much emphasis on this my owners?
That's why you have to listen to me and G Star and Preacher. It seems, Diego, you keep buying a team and they're losing, and you keep buying them. You're not learning.
Hold on a sec. All right, Diego. They're not here. They're not hearing. They're not hearing you clearly. All right.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
boy, hey,
Mannings,
Preacher. In the meantime, all right, it's a different forum still. In the meantime, in between time, you're saying something about a Green Bay Packers. There's the quarterback name was Bart Starr. All right, remember you talking about Vince Lombardi? There's a superstar quarterback named Bart Starr that you didn't remember. But anyway,
Yeah,
let's digress.
But G Star, you can't drop that and move. The point
No,
I was making is Vince Lombardi is the most popular name in that generation of the NFL, with player or coach. He didn't play, but he's the most popular personality. So you can't say coaches are not important in a sport where a coach is the one who the trophy is named after.
But you have to remember who said that. Who said that? Who said that? I respect coaches. I just respect quarterbacks. That's all.
Carl Baker said that.
Oh, okay. So let's digress now, Chris Lynch, and get back to the picks. The next one was
next game. What game? Which game are we at?
We're going over the picks. We're at Colts and Texans.
Oh, well, look, the Colts gave away the game against the Ravens. Their offensive play calling in the fourth quarter was atrocious.
Why you call it a giveaway? That's not a giveaway. You're talking about
because when you are up by 2 scores, you need to run the ball. You need to use clock. They did not utilize the clock well and gave Lamar and the Ravens enough time to get back into the game. So yeah, they gave the game away.
All right. So who's your pick though? Colts versus
I'm picking Colts. The Texans don't have a very good quarterback right now on the center, and their defense is giving up at least 3 touchdowns a game. So the Colts should win this one, coming off that devastating loss. Easy pick.
All right. For me, no, I'm definitely going the Colts. The Texans are probably the worst team in the league. The quarterback didn't play good. I think his name is Davis Mills or something like that. But just from a talent point of view, let me tell you something. If the Colts lose this, the quarterback Carson Wentz, he's gonna get killed in the media, and they really shouldn't lose. This should be a very, very easy pick for the gamblers right there. So Colts over Texans for me.
Yes, this should be a very easy one. Even though both teams are, I think, 1-4 G Star. I think both teams have only win one game. The record might show similar, but they are on 2 different levels because of both teams suffer from injuries, just like what one of the Texans said earlier. Every team basically suffer from injuries in the NFL, basically. But the Colts should have a field day.
All right, so if we bring up the schedule again, Mannings, man, I don't know who's after that.
Think you have the Chiefs and Washington.
Who's at? It shouldn't matter who's at home, but let's just say Chiefs versus
Washington. Washington is at home.
That won't matter. The Chiefs will be on a mission. I don't know how the defense will play. Right, I'm not a Chiefs supporter or anything like that, but I think that a team that made it to the Super Bowl and a Super Bowl champion, I think the defense will show some pride next week. And at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, they're going to light up the scoreboard, and Yeah, Chiefs all day in that one day.
It's going to be much closer than people think. The Washington defense is one of the top 5 defenses in the league. Young Taylor Anarchy has proven that he can play with the best of them. He's a decent enough quarterback under center, and so I'm going for the upset. I'm going Washington with the upset by a field goal, keeping it close and winning by a field goal.
All right, I like that one there. I like that, Chris Lynch.
Because Washington, like you say, G-Star, the Chiefs would be looking to win games like these. If you think they're going to make the playoffs, then they have to win games like these. And because Washington is so horrible, they're giving up somewhere between like 31 to 32 points per game. And you cannot, if you're going to give up that against the Chiefs and you're not good, you're not a Tampa Bay, you're not a Ravens, then you're going to run yourself into trouble. So I could see the Chiefs easily getting probably even 40 points in this one.
Yeah, man, you have a score to be able to beat the Chiefs. All right, the next one.
Pioneer saying that if the G-Star Pioneer saying if the Chiefs lose, they are done.
They're not going to lose. They're not going to lose, and the Chiefs aren't even my team.
Yeah,
they're not going to lose.
Yeah, somebody saying do not underestimate Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke. No, man, I cannot listen. For Taylor Heineke of who he is, I kind of respect what he's done in the league and how he plays. He has grit. But at the end of the day, it's Taylor Heineke versus Patrick Mahomes. That's a mismatch, if there's ever been one.
Cohen is saying that he's a betting man. Can the Chiefs cover the spread of 7? I don't even know what that means.
That means they have to win by 7 or more. By 8 or more, basically, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So all right, money's man. How you go for the gambling man? If the Chiefs are favored by 7, that means they have to win by
8 or more.
Right? Okay. Or 7 would be a tie. It would be a push where the game don't count. But let's just say you have to win by 8 or more, right? So that is how it goes. So if the Chiefs win by 6, if you pick Washington, you actually win with the pick. It's for gambling purposes, right? It's to make it even.
The pastor wouldn't know that G-Star.
All right, so continue the picks. Continue.
All right, so the next one is the Bengals at the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are unbeaten. I think they're 0-5. The coach was crying in the press conference the other day. The Bengals are 3-2, and they came off a heartbreaking loss to the Green Bay Packers, where you could make a claim they should have won the game if the kicker made the field goal. All right, Preacher.
Green Bay could claim the same thing.
But they won
earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's 50-50. I'm just saying they could have won. It's a heartbreaking loss either which way for either which team.
True. Well, you know what? So, the Detroit Lions are due. They have lost. They lost the last game by a field goal in the last minute. When you look at how they've played, they keep coming back into games that they were trailing by probably 2 scores. I think they're due. They're playing at home. I'm giving the Detroit Lions the upset win. Yeah.
All right.
That's what Preacher must be a betting man, you know. Those are betting predictions, you know.
Yeah, man. All right. I'll go at this one. For me, I've been talking about teams. But Chris Lynch, have we differed in any of these picks so far?
No,
I don't think so.
I'm waiting on one. I
tell you what,
whether you go first or I go first, we haven't differed, so I don't know why.
All right. Hold on, guys. We have Diego trying again. Just tell me if you can hear him this time. Because he's on the line.
Guys, can everybody hear me?
Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Diego.
Okay, good. I love the show. Because, you know, NFL is gambling time for me, not talking time, you know. And I've lost the last 4 weeks because one team keeps I lose on that, and Kansas City has disappointed me. So I want to ask the guys, the 3 guys, if they can give me their best 6, because this 6 is the bonanza, you know. They can win $100 and get 6,000 US. So can each guys, before the show is done, give me their best 6 winners, each of them, and then I can make my decision on after that.
All
yeah,
right.
man, definitely.
All right, they will
Definitely.
do that, Diego, so you can listen into the show and
So
then they will
Diego
give it
can
at the end.
stay on, and at the end,
Yeah, I know
each
they
of
give
us
it
can
each
give a,
game, but I
best
want
of
the
six.
best six. Best six.
Yeah, man.
Best
I'll do
six.
that.
Okay, all right then, Diego. Yeah, man.
What time
All
does
right.
the show finish?
Yep. Huh?
What time does the show finish?
Around 20 minutes to go. So before the end, we have
All
20
right,
minutes to go.
I hope you guys have time. Okay, all right.
All right then,
Good
Diego.
show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the
All right.
thanks for the call.
Big
All
up
right.
yourself, Diego. All right. So, Chris Lynch, I think you were Lions versus the Bengals. The Bengals, sorry.
Yeah, Lions versus I think the Lions, if you're going to let that young rookie, Justin Fields, beat it, then I don't give them any chance against Joe Burrow. And this very good wide receiver, what's his name? Jamari Chase,
Chase.
Jamar Chase, yeah. Big
having
baller.
a very
Rookie.
productive season. So I
Yeah.
expect the Bengals to come away with a win.
All right. So, next one now. This is a biggie. This is probably be on Fox. I think this will be on Fox. Troy Aikman and Joe Buck will be doing this one. Patriots at Cowboys. Or sorry, Cowboys at Patriots. The Patriots are 2-3, I believe. Cowboys are 4-1 and looking real good. Chris Lynch, start with you.
The Cowboys, they are a team that I have to replace Kansas City at the moment. Kansas City have fallen off and the Cowboys have risen basically. Dak Prescott have breathed life into this team, basically coming back. And I have them to get past Matt Jones, who had a very good night against Tom Brady. So he might again look to have a big night against a very good quarterback. But I think Dak Prescott breathes a new life into this Cowboys team, and they should be able to get past Matt Jones and the Patriots.
All right. No, for me, no. This is a big game. What I saw Bill Belichick to Tom Brady in that game, the Patriots versus the Tampa Bay Bucks, you would say Bill Belichick actually won that matchup of how they played,
You would,
right?
G-Star? You would.
Yeah, in that individual matchup, even though they won, right? Bill Belichick was that was a master performance by the defense. Obviously the Bucks got it done in the end, yeah. But my point is the kind of defensive game plan that Bill Belichick can put together. The Cowboys have been extremely hot on offense, right? It's gonna be interesting to see what the Patriots defense does. But at the end of the day, though, I think the Patriots are averaging somewhere between 17 and 8 or like 17, 18 points, right? Matt Jones has done a quality job as a rookie quarterback coming in, not losing the games. I think he's played, decent to pretty well. But at the end of the day, I don't think the Patriots are going to be able to score enough points to keep up with the Cowboys. And I think the Cowboys are rolling. So I'm going with the Cowboys with this one, and that's going to be eaten.
All right, so let us get Preacher, and then what we have to do, we have to run through the picks faster for the rest of the game because the time, we have like.
So I'll just give the picks then, man.
No, hold on. There you go. And so, but Preacher, go ahead.
There's only 3 games left after this.
Well, listen. The Cowboys are on a roll. I mean, yeah, Belichick's defense is lights out and have been playing well. Came back last week again and won. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys for this one. In a close one by probably 5 points. Yeah.
All right, I cancel this next one down here, money's man. Steelers versus who?
Seahawks.
Steelers versus Seahawks. I think it looks like
Steelers at home.
Yeah, Steelers are at home. I don't think Russell Wilson's playing in this game. So I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with the Steelers, basically just because of that. Russell Wilson's not playing. The Seahawks are one of the worst defenses in the league. There's a little contention in the locker room apparently with the coach there, Pete Carroll. It seems like it's getting more and more toxic. Steelers aren't playing great, but Ben Roethlisberger was better than the backup, Geno Smith. So I'm gonna go with the Steelers in this one.
Agreed.
You can
Preacher.
go, Peter.
Agreed. Steelers.
All right. So next one. Here's another biggie, fella. So we said the Chargers versus the Ravens was game of the week. Here's another big time ball game. The 5-0 Cardinals go to the Cleveland Browns, who are 3-2, and they're going in the dog pound. Let's start with you, Preacher.
Listen, man, the Cardinals lose their first game this weekend. They're going into Cleveland, and that Cleveland defense will be barking. I'm telling you, those Browns are gonna be out. So it's the Browns for me over the Cardinals. Mighty Mouse is gonna have a tough day at the office.
All right. Okay.
6-0 for the Cardinals. 6-0 for the Cardinals. I trust in Kyler Murray. Don't trust much in Baker. So let's go Cardinals.
Okay. Before I go back, for anybody, if Russell Wilson's playing in that Seahawks game, I'm going with Russell Wilson. All right. I just want to make that be known. So let that be known. If Russell Wilson's playing, I'm going with the Seahawks. Let's go back to the Browns versus the Cardinals. Chris Lynch, this is where we're different for the first time.
Good.
I'm going with the Browns. I'm going with the Browns on this one. I like the Cardinals. Good team, everything. I don't have to say no more. Kyler Murray, etc., etc. But here's the thing. On the critical down on 3rd and 10, when the Cleveland Browns could have iced the game against the Chargers, they ran a running play. Now, what does that say? It says that the coach doesn't really trust Baker Mayfield. So you see, when these little things come up in the NFL, unlike the NBA, they try to correct them right away. So I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns, and I think that Baker Mayfield will have a better game this week. And yeah, basically the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to Cleveland Browns on this one.
Yeah.
Next game, man.
Cohen is encouraging you, if you're betting, man, not to bet on this game. So continue.
The Cardinals versus the Browns, not the Cowboys.
The Browns. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's a game that I would go into as a better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pick'em. That's a definite pick'em game. Next one now, the Raiders coming off for the John Gruden fiasco. They're 3-2 going against a 3-2 Denver Broncos. Both teams have lost their last 2 games. Chris Lynch, start with you.
The Raiders, I guess they're a little distracted at the moment. Must be trying. I think they said Gruden, John Gruden, assistant is the coach. I still think that because they keep him, they're a little distracted. And I'm going to pick the Broncos to win this one.
All right, myself too. I can go with you know how it goes in the NFL. The controversy can work for you and it can work against you. So the narrative will be, if the Raiders win, the controversy help them bring them together. And if they lost, it will, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm not going to put too much credence into that. What I do think though, I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I'm gonna go with the Raiders with this one. I think Derek Carr is a baller, and the Titan, Derek Waller and Ruggs. Sorry, the defense is kind of suspect. This is another pick'em game. I don't know what the line is. I'd love to see the betting line on this one, what the spread is. If anybody, if you know what it is, Chris Lynch. But I ain't go with the Broncos. No, Broncos are at home. I ain't go with the Broncos at home. I switch it. I ain't go with the Broncos at home.
G-Star had to come back home. Where I am at it, man.
Listen, they're playing in Mile High Stadium on the turf there. Denver has been playing well at home. I'm going with Denver.
All right. So I think we're all in agreement there. Tennessee Titans. Buffalo Bills go to Tennessee Titans. I think the Tennessee Titans are 2-3. Buffalo Bills 4-1, coming off of the big Kansas City win. Tennessee, I don't think Julio Jones might be playing in that game. He's been out, but the other receiver, AJ Green, is back. Obviously, they got King Derrick Henry. What y'all think? Who started last time? Chris Lynch, go ahead.
It's a tough one.
This is the next one that they probably want to stay away from. But the Bills has been firing on all cylinders, but Tennessee I think is a good team and will be ready for this challenge against Josh Allen. I hope he doesn't look to run as much as he did against a horrible Chiefs defense. Can land himself into some trouble against Tennessee, but I go with the Bills again. Let's go Bills.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
this
Irwa, it's always tough to play against Derrick Henry. Derrick
Well,
Henry is an equalizer, right? He can win any game at any time, right? At the end of the day, and they do have good enough receivers in AJ. That might be one of the best duos in the league between AJ Brown and Julio Jones. But I can't go against the Bills. What I'm seeing right now, this is a good test for them. I don't think the Tennessee Titans defense, if I'm sure if I look at the defense, the top defense in the NFL, they probably have one of the worst. Their secondary is atrocious. They have no pass rush. At the end of the day, Josh Allen should have all the time in the world. Their running game has improved. Buffalo's secondary is top notch. Well, I wouldn't know. That's probably too far saying top notch, but they have a pretty good secondary, especially with Tre'Davious White back there, Jordan Poyer, and my boy, Micah Hyde, the dude Wallace, and Taron Johnson. So yeah, the secondary is pretty good. So saying that to say this, all of that, I got to go with talent, and I got to go with the Buffalo Bills.
what about you, Preacher? And then
well, the Bills are ranked in the top 10 in all of the major stats, man. Offense, defense, passing, rushing. I mean, the Bills are stacked. But
Right.
you're going to play in Westwood. And I think the truth is Derrick Henry is going to be the equalizer, as Gsar said. I think I can see Derrick Henry rushing for over 100 yards, keeping the ball out of the hands of the quarterback of the Bills. So bet on this one. I got the Tennessee Titans with the upset.
And that's the Monday night game, Titans at Bills. All right, so I think we've pretty much gone through. So Chris Lynch, we only have one game team with differ, Browns versus Cardinals. So Preacher, what we can keep track of the picks. So what you do, Preacher, is it the picks that you missed?
Yeah.
That you weren't here for? Make those picks so we can keep track of the picks.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
all right. So what we're gonna do now, G Star, we're gonna like because we have 8 minutes, so each of you have like 2 minutes to give you because Diego want to get some 6. I don't know what it is. You can do that, and then when we come back next week, now we're gonna go back through the pick. You know that special edition made his pick, Pioneer made his pick, Pagan 180 made his pick, Devon Cohen also made his pick. So we're gonna match up to see who got the most right picks.
So everybody, hold on. So everybody made their picks of which teams that them going for.
Yeah, man. Everyone they're making
Highgate included.
No, Highgate didn't make any. Highgate didn't make a lot of picks. Yeah.
Highgate, make your picks, brother.
No, man. But go ahead. So let's start. Your 2 minutes. Preacher.
Okay, so I got the Lions upsetting the Bengals. I got the Cowboys beating the Patriots. I got the Steelers over the Seahawks. I got the Browns upsetting the Cardinals. I picked the Broncos over the Raiders, and I picked the Titans beating the Bills. Green Bay will beat Chicago. At home, did I miss any?
That's 7.
That's 7.
You want 6?
I have.
No, man, hold on. No. I think we want two different things right now still, you know. I think management was saying give a 2-minute summary. And what I was saying was like we can just WhatsApp it in or just tell Manningsman, you know, the picks. They don't waste time. Just
no man. But what I wanted to do though is I think he's giving. Remember, Diego asked a question.
You want a pick
man.
6?
That's the most sure 6 on the NFL calendar this week.
Right.
So you can do that, Preacher. That's the most sure. Bring up the schedule, the first part of it.
Okay. All right. So Tampa Bay is going to be beating Philadelphia. That's a sure win. Another sure win is Indianapolis beating Houston. That's sure. We have the Chargers beating the Giants. That's a sure pick. Green Bay beating Chicago. That's a sure pick. We have Dallas beating New England. That's another sure pick. So that's 6, right?
Yes, that's 6.
That sounds like a good 6 to me too. Still, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll have any other Cowboys Patriots, I'm not so sure about. That's probably more sure than Bills over Titans for me still, actually.
So
So I
name
like
your
Preacher. So
so name your
Diego,
six.
whatever Preacher just said for me, you can go with the same thing that Preacher just said for the sure six.
Go ahead, Chris Lynch.
I am the gambling man. Validate what Preacher said. It's a good six. It's a good pick six, Preacher.
All right. So can you go over them again, just in case?
All right, so we have Tampa Bay beating Philadelphia. We have the LA Chargers beating the Giants. We have Indianapolis Colts beating Houston. We have Green Bay beating Chicago. We have Dallas beating New England. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So anything, no, each of you have a minute to kind of wrap up G Star, and then that will be the show for this week. And people listen,
Yeah,
you have to
man.
hit the like, button. Yeah, if you have not yet subscribed, you have to subscribe so we can have this NFL discussion. That we want to cover other sports, and we have some great minds right here who understand the sport and think. So hit the like button and continue to subscribe to the channel. So who is going to go first? Preacher, you want to go first and give us your closing minutes? And we need to have a way to contact you, because we don't have a way to contact you, so we can send you the link and all of that. So
No, man, take my number. 3228065.
all right.
8065.
Okay, there you go. All right, so go ahead now. Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be an interesting weekend. I mean, I think all eyes will definitely be on that Arizona Cleveland game, because Arizona is the unbeaten team, the team in form. I'm looking forward to see the play of Kyler Murray against probably one of the better defenses that he will face this season. Again, Aaron Rodgers continues to be like fine wine. He's aging well. He's playing well. People who thought that he wanted to be out of Green Bay need to think again, because the Green Bay Packers are going to make a run this season. Looking forward to Aaron Rodgers going to Chicago and doing what Aaron Rodgers does. He's a bad man.
All right. Somebody's saying that they didn't get 6. They only got 5. So
Okay.
People, I'm going to type them in slowly. All right. So I'm just going to name the 6 wins. So go ahead, let me do them in the comment section. Go ahead, Preacher.
Tampa Bay beating Philly.
So we're going to put in Tampa. That's pick 1, pick 2.
Right. We have Indianapolis beating Houston.
Colts. That's 2, 3.
Then we have the Rams beating the Giants.
Rams 4.
Then we have
Lynch,
Green Bay.
Sorry,
Green
do your
Bay.
summary. Come back here, Lynch.
Yeah, man.
Green Bay beating Chicago.
Packers. That's 4.
Dallas beating New England.
Cowboys. That's 5.
Yeah, he's right. I gave you 5. So as another sure pick, Pittsburgh beating Seattle.
Steelers.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. So those are the 6. They're in the comment section. All right. So yeah, man. Yeah, there we go. All right. Chris Lynch, it was your time to close off.
Yeah, like what Pioneers say, let us start with the Chiefs. If they go ahead and lose this game, it could probably call it game over for their playoff run. We look again and we see a good game down there. Preacher mentioned the Browns Cardinals game, but another good game is the LA Chargers with the Ravens. It's going to be a cracker. It's probably the game of the weekend. It's a tie with the Cardinals and Browns, because it's 2 good games, 2 good I guess 4 good quarterbacks coming out to play, and I'm looking to see what rookie quarterback Justin Fields can do against the Packers. Also looking at the next rookie again, Matt Jones, to see what Bill Belichick has served for Dak Prescott. So it should be an interesting weekend.
And people say Highgate put in his picks. He has the Cowboys to win, the Cardinals to win, the Ravens to win, the Bills to win, Tampa to win, the Colts to win, and the Packers to win. All right, Highgate, we will remember those. Pagan said that he's going to be sure to phone that number. We are talking about you, though. So he said that he's going to sure to ask you for more top 6 picks and things. So yeah, what do you see? All right, go ahead now, G-Star. Your time now, and then we close off the show.
All right, Packers fan here. Hey, Aaron Rodgers is leaving. He's going to Cleveland next year. But anyways, yeah, I would say there are 2 excellent games on this week. The Ravens at the Chargers. That's a biggie. And then the next one was Cleveland and Arizona. I would say the third one in there would be the Patriots at the Cowboys. That should be a good game. Yeah, so I already have the picks. Money's man. I had fun. This is an excellent first show for me still at the end of the day. So let's just keep it going, innit?
And now that Preacher has joined, you know that it's going to get better. And I know Diego want to take him on. Well, Diego agrees with me with the Tom Brady thing. But I know
by right still, you know, he shouldn't be allowed in here still, you know. By right, you know, if you don't think Tom Brady is the GOAT, you know. Right? But you don't. It's all love still.
Yeah. Hey, he's the LOAT. He's the LOAT. Luckiest of all time.
People, that's a new one. Tom Brady is the luckiest of all time. Not the greatest of all time. But I want to thank you all. Everyone in the comment section, thank you so much for joining. The first time we're doing this, right? I'm doing a live show. We did it for the NBA. We had Pioneer, so many persons in the Mr. Special Edition, so many good Devin Cohen, Demo, Pagan 180. These are NFL fans, right?
And the new one is Paper Plate.
Paper Plate. Yeah. Diego calling in. So good first show. We're gonna do this again next week. So please, so look out for that. But thank you, Preacher, for joining. Damian Hilton, it is G-Star. Big up yourself. Chris Lynch, big up yourselves. Thank you so much. People, this is I Am Sure Sports. I am Manning's man. And so enjoy the rest of your day until we meet again. Same place, same time, next week to do a next NFL in 10. I'll do it more than 10 minutes, right? So we always have 10 points to discuss. That's where the 10 comes from. So bless up everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And let's hope Diego makes that bread, yeah?
Yeah. And hit the like button before you leave. All right? Bless up.
All right. Take care, friends.
I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here. For the day done, you are gonna love over yourself.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.